YouTube, it's Tuesday, and you guys know what Tuesday means. Tier List Tuesday. Let's go. Today we are talking about the hottest topic in Call of Duty Warzone, SMGs. Everyone is in my YouTube comments flooding me. What is the SMG I need to use? Blah, 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 blah. What is the best one? There's a lot to talk about here today, and I don't want to give any secrets, so let's just jump right into this. Before we do, though, if you guys do like these tier lists, we do it every single Tuesday. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you guys do want to find your way back for next week's, we have a lot of gameplay on here, and I like to keep you guys ahead of the metas. And comment below what you guys think about the list, because I think there's going to be some people in the comments that are getting a little heated after this one, because there is a lot of good ones. So let's go into it. All right, you guys, so before we jump into this real quick, all these loadouts for all these guns, guys, I usually will show you guys a picture of the best loadout for each one of these guns. I am constantly testing things right now, and there's so many different attachments that really make sense, and like depending on your play style, I have a list of them. If you guys haven't been to it before, I'll put it down in the description below today. Exclamation point loadouts on my Twitch chat, or if I'm live, you can do it on my YouTube chat, and it brings you guys the link to it as well. So if you guys want to find it really easily, you guys go follow me down on my Twitch channel and just open up the chat there. Exclamation point loadouts, and they're constantly getting updated. We're updating them literally every stream. So let's jump into it, guys. Today, this tier list, the only SMG that we're missing on it, because I haven't updated it, this is for season 2, is the PPSH. The PPSH, I believe right now, it's a weird gun. It like lacks range, but if you hit your shots, it does damage, but the fire rate's so high. It's basically the fennec. Again, it just has a bigger mag, so you can get away with a little bit more. If you're in a close range combat fight with it, it absolutely melts. But at long range, it's not that good. We're going to put it at A tier. I know it's not going to be dragged up there right now, but I'd put it at A tier. I just don't, there's like something about the gun that just, it's just missing something. So A tier it is for that one. The AUG from Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This is honestly one of the most slept on ones in the game. People want me to use it all the time, and I honestly liked it back in the day, so it actually could be decent right now. It might be one worth testing out here pretty soon for the channel, but I think I'm gonna put it at B tier, which is like a meta, or not a meta, like viable area. Viable, not meta. It's a viable area. It's a good gun, no recoil, basically good range on it, pretty good time to kill. It just is like, feels slightly clunky in my opinion, so I wouldn't feel as snappy as a lot of these other ones, and I prefer snappy in movement over damage and long range on an SMG. So next we have the fennec, guys. The fennec is in a category of its own almost when it comes to SMGs. If this gun had an 80 round mag, or like a 60 round mag, or even a, I don't even think 50, it needs at least a 60 round mag for it to be viable. Like the 40 round mag that it gives you, you literally go through it and you can maybe kill 2 people at most if you don't miss a single shot, because you basically have to finish everyone because there's so many self revives in the game. I would probably put it at A tier, just physically because of the time to kill. It has the fastest time to kill in the game, and if you're in a 1v1 situation, it is really hard to beat this gun, but it is really tough to use this gun. Like, I personally do not like using this gun because there's just so much room for mistake. And after talking about it a little bit, guys, I'm actually going to drop it down to B tier. I just think there's just so much that this gun needs more ammo. Like, it just is missing that, and I don't love that about it. So time to kill is insane, though. If you guys get in a building with that gun, like, you're just not winning. The MP5, oh great, here we go. This is the Cold War MP5. Tell me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it is. Cold War MP5 right now, guys, is S tier for me. This is gonna be a little bit of a different tier list. There's like 6 guns that I think are just above the rest of them right now. So Cold War MP5, it's very solid, great movement with the build that I have on my list, like insane movement. You're gonna look at it and be like, what are you doing with that? Like, just there's some crazy clips that I've posted on my TikTok and all that stuff about using this weapon the correct way, and I'm finding that a lot of these builds for a lot of these weapons is just movement based. So at the end of the day, movement wins a lot of gunfights, and that's why Joe Woe is becoming one of the best players in the game right now, and he's just been climbing up the tier list. The movement god is now becoming a god. So this gun right here, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Cold War. What am I talking about today? The Cold War MP5 is a S tier gun, guys. Oh my god, let's go to the next one. Next one, Modern Warfare MP5. I'm putting it in S tier as well. A lot of people are using it right now, especially in kill race tournaments. It has the perfect amount of ammo. You can put sleight of hand on it. You can do the collapsible stock if you want. Most pros players are running the sleight of hand on it, but I don't like it that much, to be honest. It feels really bad aiming down sight with this gun, but it feels amazing hip firing with it. So if you really like to hip fire, the Modern Warfare MP5 is literally money for you. Like, I just butchered both of these for you guys so bad, but basically, if you want to make movement in place and aim down sight a little bit more, go with the Cold War MP5. If you want to hip fire and just like an easy gun that just does everything right, go with the Modern Warfare MP5. Can't go wrong with either of them right now. The MP7, guys, so many people come into my chat and be like, use this, use this. I watched Swag drop 29 or 39 kills yesterday using it, but it's just not good enough, guys, unfortunately. It doesn't have the damage. If you hit headshots, yes, it kills people very quickly, but if you're shooting body shots, it does almost no damage. It's a pea shooter. It's basically the M13 of SMGs because it does so much damage at range and does great damage at range, but it's an SMG, so like the no recoil, like it just doesn't make sense because none of these guns have recoil within a building range. Because realistically, an SMG is for a building fight or a short range fight, and the MP7 is built more for a medium range fight. So it's definitely decent because you has no recoil and like you can just hit every shot you want, but not good enough in my opinion. The ISO is going to go to C tier. It's basically the exact same thing as the MP7, and I don't want to talk too much about it because it's literally the little brother to the MP7. The MP7's B tier. This is definitely C tier just because it doesn't do enough damage. The bullfrog might be the best one in the game right now. We'll talk about it a little bit at the end, which one I think is the best right now. But the bullfrog is absolutely ridiculous if you break it down to stats. I did a video last week or the week before. I can't remember at this point, but I broke down the in-depth stats of all the top 5 SMGs in the game right now. In my opinion, there's 6 of them now, but top 5 of them, and they are very, very good, guys. And the bullfrog, in my opinion, if you look at this statistically, it's the best one in the game. So you'll see a lot of people running that right now. You're seeing like in the kill race tournaments, you're seeing the bullfrog, you're seeing some ARs as SMGs, which we're not putting on this list today, but we'll talk about it a little bit at the end. And then the MP5s are kind of like in that as well, but there's a couple other ones that people are using as well, so we'll get to that as well. But I love the bullfrog. High damage, weird fire rate kind of, but like high damage in the head. Like it has a crazy headshot multiplier. The Milano, it just accidentally slipped in there. That's D tier. It's not good, guys. Unfortunately, it has good movement, but it just doesn't do enough damage. Awkward hip fire or awkward damage. I just don't like it at all. It's like the little brother to the Uzi. Let's do the Uzi right now because I would probably put the Uzi at C tier. I mean, I have used this, like the upgraded bullets on it, and it kills people decently fast, but the fire rate's just awkward on it. Like at the end of the day, neither of these weapons, the Milano or the Uzi, is going to be good for you, and I just wouldn't recommend it to anyone. The Mac 10, S tier. There's a lot of builds going around with this gun right now, and my goodness, the last one I tried out, I really like, and I need to update it right now on the loadouts. I'm going to do it before this video goes live. It is absolutely a beast. Tommy's dropping like 40 kill games with it now, and I saw the build from him. I've usually, if you guys don't know about me, I usually go test out all the new builds. When I see someone running something new, I'm like, let's test it out and see what it is. Tommy found something on this one, and it is very good, guys, and it might be the best gun in the game. But we'll talk about that more at the end, like I said. The LC10, guys, this is a very S tier heavy because like S tier to me is like Warzone meta right now. Warzone meta, all 5 of these you can argue for being the best in the game right now, mattering on your playstyle. LC10 is easily the best one at range though, and it has a crazy headshot multiplier. So if you're hitting headshots with this gun, you're melting people, and that's why some people like it was Tommy. He was using this before he found this Mac 10 build. So it's very good, guys. If you guys haven't given an LC10 a try, it kind of slid under the radar because J-God hated on it for a while. It got a slight buff to bullet velocity, and everyone's beaming with it now. So if you haven't tried that one out yet, that is the big sleeper on this list, I would say. The AK-74U just got a big buff, guys. Like a monster buff to damage when it comes to close range fights. It got like a slightly like nerfed in like the damage range, but it already had a like way too much range for an SMG. So it's very viable right now, guys. I wouldn't put it past A tier though, because there's something about this gun. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know what it is. Like, I cannot tell you what it is. It's just something feels off about it. But statistically, and like when you hit your shots with it, people melt with this gun right now. Next, we have the, oh God, guys. I saved the worst three for last, didn't I? The Bizon. Get this gun out of my face. This gun is horrible. If you guys have ever, like, there's been one thing for this, the Bizon. I used it to get my blue dot sight because it has perfect recoil and shoot the ship when hardcore. It was perfect. Other than that, this gun is, go to the trash can. It's terrible. We're not going any more than that. Striker 45. I'll put that at C tier. I mean, I really want to see some of these Modern Warfare SMGs get buffed because the Striker actually feels really good if you actually just like shoot it. It just doesn't do enough damage. So I would love something like this to get like just a little damage buff and then really like throw it in the mix a little bit. It would be fun to see some of these, like the Bizon, the Uzi maybe, the ISO. I mean, all of these have all been the meta at some point or another, but the ones on this list down below, they just haven't ever had a chance. So it'd be fun to see them change up a little thing on that, but they did come out and say that they are working on doing that. So it's very interesting. And then the KSP 45, someone came into my chat the other day and told me, I just dropped 35 kills at the KSP. And I was like, all right, so are you getting assigned to like FaZe tomorrow or Optic or like, who are you streaming for? Because this gun's horrible, straight up horrible. It's D tier 100%. Honestly, probably the worst one in the game because I will never take a burst weapon into short range unless I can literally guarantee 1 to 2 bursts with it. I'm just not going to do it. So personally, not for me. All right, before we jump into the best weapons on this list, we obviously have 5 of them. I said 6 earlier, but I think I did break it down to 5 because I had the PPSH and A tier. It could push the S tier, but we're going to leave PPSH and the AK-74 here there. Before we do that, there is some really good sidearms in the game. Right now, I'm calling them sidearms, even though it's not a pistol. The ARs. So we have the XM4, which I personally think is S tier. We have the AK-47, which is S tier. The Farah, which is more like an A tier. And what am I feel like I'm missing one. But if there is another one on the list, that's just off the top of my head. I don't want to go through and break it down too much. Those are all S tier as well. So if you want to test those out, those are also built on the list, and I love them. So last but not least, guys. Last but not least, which one do I think is the best? It's really tough. So just a quick breakdown here, guys. Statistically, the bullfrog is the best. Is it for everyone? No. It feels a little weird for a lot of people that prefer like higher fire rates, because in my opinion, I love the Mac 10 and I'd put the Mac 10 probably #1 for me right now. Just the build they have on it feels so good. And then I would probably follow it up for me personally. Let's just do mine, what I think is the best ones in the game. Probably the Cold War MP5, followed by this MP5, followed by the Bullfrog, followed by the LC10. Those are probably my list right there. But honestly, you could probably ask me tomorrow and I'll throw this one here and this one there. And they're so good, guys. Literally, that S tier is money right now. I love how balanced it is. I love it. Good job, Raven Software. You actually did something good. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy today's tier list. Make sure you guys do like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys want to see next week's. And comment below what your guys' favorite SMG is right now, because there is a lot of good ones. And it's the best the meta has ever been for SMGs. So much love. I appreciate y'all. Take care of each other. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.